Hi everyone, this is Veronica and today we are going to discuss vacancies and subordinate courts. So what is this issue? We'll discuss in detail. For my video updates, you can follow me on Instagram and the PDF of this lecture will be uploaded on my Facebook profile. So guys, if you are preparing for any government exam, our pen drive and tablet courses are also available. So for additional information, you can visit our website or you can call on these numbers. So what is the relevance of this topic? From exam point of view, for the UPSC, in mains paper 2 mains level, rising pendency in the judiciary and ways to reduce it. Such questions can be asked, like paper 2 is of governance, so many other questions could be asked. And as judiciary, these kind of things are in news, then on judiciary, many MCQs can be asked, okay, direct or indirect question and even analytical questions. I'm sorry. So why is this in news? Basically, Honorable Supreme Court has pulled up various state governments and administrative side of the high courts for delay in filling vacancies in subordinate judicial services, that is the lower courts. Okay, now what has court noticed or what they have found? Basically, the Supreme Court bench has taken suo motu cognizance that they have to act on their own. So this is the word. So basically they have taken suo motu cognizance of more than 5,000 vacancies, as you can see here, for lower judicial posts, despite more than 3 crore cases are pending in lower courts. So like there are total 22,036 posts in the district and lower judiciary, ranging from district judges to junior civil judges. Now the source of the problem lay in poor infrastructure, then from courtrooms to the residences of judges, and a sheer lackadaisical approach to conducting the appointment process on time. The court in its previous hearing on October wanted to know if the time being taken appointments was beyond the 7-month schedule that was formulated by the top court in Malik Mazhar Sultan case, okay, 7-month case. Now what happened? Under this schedule, the process of recruitment has to commence on March 31st and be completed by October 31st of the calendar year. However, the time limit fixed by it from the initiation of the recruitment process till its completion was the outer limit. So this was the outer limit and not the minimum period of completion. Hence, if the time taken has exceeded the schedule fixed by this court, the reasons thereof be furnished by registries of such high courts, concerned authorities of the state where the recruitment is done through the Public Service Commission. So therefore, Supreme Court has backlashed the high courts and the state governments. Right, so this is the case. Now what is the appointment process of lower judiciary? See, for the appointment of Supreme Court judges and the High Court judges, there exists a system known as collegium system. So you can write in comment box what is this collegium system. There is the famous 3 judges cases also where this collegium system was decided. Now, but we are talking about lower courts. So here the district judges are appointed by governor in consultation with High Court, and even other subordinate judicial officers are appointed as per rules framed by governor in consultation with High Court. You need to remember this. Now, as I have highlighted High Courts here twice, that means High Courts have a significant role to play in the appointments of the low level judiciary. Therefore, a smooth and time-bound process of making appointments should be there, which should require close coordination between High Courts and the State's Public Service Commission, which conducts the exam of judiciary services in state level. Okay, so this is the appointment process. Even there was one NJAC, that is National Judicial Appointments Commission. It was formed by 99th Amendment of Constitution, but later in a 4th judge case, what you can call as 4th judge case in 2015, it was struck down and primacy of the collegium was established. primacy of the collegium was established. Why they struck it down? Because it was hampering the basic structure of the constitution, because here in this NJAC, politicians got equal say in judicial appointments. That was against the constitution, because judiciary should be independent of the legislation. Now, what are the reasons why there is so much lacuna in filling up the vacancies of such judges? Firstly, the funds. The state government says they don't have funds to pay the salaries of judges and magistrates. Therefore, they wait for the retirement of the magistrates and the judges, and whatever the vacancy is, they take out the recruitment, they carry on the recruitment process as such. Public Service Commission, they also say that they need staff to assist these judges, and even they have to pay salaries to this staff. And then there's a limit, that is 153 days for two-tier recruitment. Two-tier recruitment process includes your written exam and then your personality test. And then there's 273 days process for three-tier process, that is your pre, your mains, your personality test. But most of the states take a lot of time to appoint or recruit the judges. There is a very slow process. Okay, so the state governments hold the recruitment process and declaring results, and recruitment process exceed the limit. So these are the reasons that there is so many vacancies of judges. Now, what is the consequence of judicial backlog? So this is very important. See, the backlog results in dilution of right to access timely justice, and therefore there is an erosion. There is an erosion of rule of law. Okay, this eventually affects people's faith in judicial system. So this is one of the consequence. You can, I'm just discussing few. You can write more in the comment box. Now, delay will result in additional piling up of the cases. As the cases keeps on delaying, there is always a piling up of new cases, and which are difficult to maintain. There is a challenge to maintain the cost of such cases. Now, the cost of litigation can push them into debt trap and poverty. The pending cases affect the poor strata of the society more. The cost of litigation can push them into debt trap. In absence of immediate quick remedy, litigants, in order to avoid mental and monetary harassment, they approach the informal courts. What kind of informal courts? Like khap panchayats. Okay, this has allowed mushrooming of such panchayats. A delay will result in lower number of cases, and many poor people often restrain themselves from filling judicial cases due to delays, cumbersome process, and high cost that is involved in judicial settlement. Now, further delay in delivery of justice does not adequately dissuade regular perpetrators of crime. This even wipes off their fear of law and punishment from their mind. Now the criminal will think the justice will take a lot of time, let me do more or more crime. So they will become fearless. Poor management systems can misplace the records, which can prove to be a gross miscarriage of justice, as there is no digitization much. You can say there is digitization, but not much digitization of our judiciary. So misplacement of files can lead to miscarriage of justice, and even lack of standardization in data classification. Poor management systems can misplace the records, which can prove to be a gross miscarriage of justice. Now see, what is the importance of subordinate courtrooms to the people? Like, they carry on the most critical judicial functions. Like, they conduct, number one, they conduct trials, then they settle many civil disputes, right? There are many disputes which are settled by such small courts. For the small court, small or petty importance, a person won't go to the higher court. So this is the first access they have. Now there's a huge workload on the judges too. Like, there are 20 to 150 cases per day. That means on average 70 hearings. That means the judge is giving 2 minutes to each hearing. This will affect the quality of justice, right? Quality of justice will be affected. Now there is a lot of judicial backlog too. There are 3 crore cases which are pending and 21 lakh cases being 10 years old, more than that even, right? So let's see what is the way forward, how it can be reduced, or how we can work on this matter. I will tell you few points. You can write more in the comment box. Now there is a need to improve the infrastructure. We need to increase the human resources, obviously, to fill up the vacancies. Now for the information technology, although some things have been introduced already for to digitalize the judicial system, like e-courts project. We can make a whole different lesson on information technology in judicial, but I'll give you a hint here. E-courts projects can be there. There is one thing known as NCERT. This is National Service and Tracking of Electronic Process. There's a system called e-pay, e-filling. So people can, by using information technology, people can fill up their complaints, fill up their cases online, and even pay online, right? And there could be evening and morning courts for the trials of traffic violation and challan. Such petty matters can be tackled there. Special courts could be there, like e-courts for speedy disposal of cases. Then the center and judiciary should collaborate and they should work together for a faster solution. And even the strengthening of judicial academies can be done, and training of our judiciary functionaries can be taught in some academies. Boost can be given to such steps, right? Now there's one more thing, Indian Judicial Services. There are different pros and cons regarding that. It can be a different lesson too. But definitely there are a lot of positives for this services, like the human resource will be immensely increased, like the IAS exam every year. It is taken every year and vacancies are filled up. Similarly, on the same line, All India Judicial Services could be taken up, but there is a criticism also, like judiciary needs lot of experience. If we'll directly select the judge, that experience will be missing while tackling a case. But however, it could be one of the way forward. We could set up standards for judicial recruitment examinations to improve the quality of district judges. So this is about the vacancies of judges. This is the whole lecture. And there one way forward I'm forgetting is that the grant of adjournment. Okay, adjournment is when the case is adjourned and the next hearing date is given. This is one of the reasons for piling of the cases. So it could be guided strictly by one of the provision that exist, provision or that is known as Order 17 of the Civil Procedure Code. Okay, so even adjournment can be regulated properly according to Order 17 of the Civil Procedure Code. You can write more if you know. So one of the question for you is, what is the impact of judicial backlog on society? So let me give you a hint how you can approach this this question. For example, you can consider the social and economic fallout. So I'm just giving you a little hint so that you can form your answer under these headings. Next, increasing cost of doing business you can take up. Next, you can take up violation of fundamental right, like how Article 21 tells us that the prisoners, it gives a right to the prisoners to a fair and speedy trial. So violation of fundamental right is also there. And fourth is quality of judgment suffer. Quality, as I already discussed, as the average hearing time a judge gets to hear is like time he gets is just 2 minutes per case. So that hampers, that affects the quality of judgment. So you can include all such points while writing an answer. So if you have any query, you can contact me on any of my social network.